The morning sun painted the Nile's surface in hues of gold and amber as Dr. Amir Khaled adjusted his diving gear. A renowned archaeologist, he had spent decades unraveling the mysteries of ancient Egypt, but nothing had prepared him for this. The tip-off came from an anonymous benefactor, a grainy image of what appeared to be a submerged temple, unlike any structure recorded in Egyptian history. As the motorboat hummed towards the designated coordinates, Amir's team, a mix of researchers, divers, and engineers, buzzed with nervous anticipation. Among them was Lila El-Fayem, a marine biologist whose expertise in underwater ecosystems had earned her a place on this expedition. "We're approaching the site," Lila announced, her voice tinged with both excitement and unease. Beneath them, the Nile's waters grew murkier, cloaking the secrets hidden below. The first dive was surreal. As Amir descended, the murky green gave way to the shadowy outline of a massive structure. It was unlike anything he had ever seen. Towering spires jutted upwards, and intricate carvings adorned the walls, seemingly untouched by time. The carvings depicted beings that were neither human nor animal, their elongated limbs and luminous eyes hinting at something otherworldly. Amir's voice crackled over the comms. "Lila, you're not going to believe this. The carvings, they're not Egyptian." Lila's breath hitched. "Can you describe them?" "They're humanoid but different. Their heads are larger, their eyes, almost like stars. And theirs." He trailed off, shining his torch onto the carvings. "They're holding pyramids in their hands. And beneath the pyramids, there's machinery." Hours later, the team gathered around a monitor aboard the boat, examining the footage Amir had captured. The carvings told a story of beings descending from the stars, their arrival marked by blazing trails across the sky. The ancient Egyptians had welcomed them, offering their civilization as a canvas for the visitors' grand designs. "This changes everything," Lila whispered. "The pyramids, they weren't just tombs. They were energy stations," Amir finished. "Look at this." He pointed to a section of the carving that depicted a pyramid radiating beams of light into the cosmos. They weren't meant to honor the dead. They were meant to communicate. But with who? The question hung heavy in the air. Over the next few weeks, the team meticulously excavated the submerged temple. Among the artifacts they recovered was a strange metallic device, covered in hieroglyphs and alien symbols. The device pulsed faintly when touched, as if alive. "We've run every test imaginable," said Zahir, the team's engineer, holding the device carefully in gloved hands. "It's not from Earth. The material, it doesn't match any known element." Amir frowned, studying the device. "Could it be some sort of power source?" "Maybe," Zahir replied. "But if it is, it's beyond anything we understand." As the team delved deeper into the temple, they discovered a chamber that seemed to hum with latent energy. The walls were lined with crystalline panels that glowed faintly, casting the room in an otherworldly light. In the center stood a pedestal, and atop it, a transparent orb that seemed to contain a swirling galaxy. "It's beautiful," Lila murmured, reaching out to touch the orb. The moment her fingers brushed its surface, the room came alive. The crystalline panels flared to life, projecting a holographic map of the stars. Among the constellations, one cluster shone brighter than the rest. "That's where they came from," Amir said, his voice barely above a whisper. "That's where the pyramids were communicating." The orb's galaxy began to shift, and an image emerged, a towering alien figure with luminous eyes. Its voice resonated, not through the air but within their minds. "Children of the Nile," it said. "We are the Luminae. We came to share knowledge and to build bridges. But the bridge was broken. Will you rebuild it?" The message ended, leaving the team in stunned silence. In the days that followed, Amir and his team worked tirelessly to decipher the Luminae's message. The carvings and the holographic map provided clues, but the true purpose of the pyramids remained elusive. The alien device's faint pulsing grew stronger the closer it was brought to the pyramids, suggesting a connection. "What if the pyramids are part of a larger system?" Lila proposed. A network designed to channel and amplify energy. If that's true, Amir said, then activating the system could send a message back to the Luminae. But activating it would require understanding technology millennia ahead of their own. And there was another question they couldn't ignore. Was it safe to make contact? One night, as Amir pored over the carvings, he noticed something he had missed before, a warning etched in the margins of the temple's walls. The hieroglyphs depicted chaos and destruction, with the alien beings retreating to their ships. Lila, he called, urgency in his voice. Look at this. She studied the carvings, her expression darkening. They're warning us. The energy. It's not just a tool. It's a weapon. The realization sent a chill through the team. The pyramids weren't just communication devices. They were part of a system capable of immense destruction. And if they reactivated it, they risked unleashing forces they couldn't control. Despite the risks, curiosity drove the team forward. The alien device was brought to the Great Pyramid of Giza, where its pulsing intensified. As Zahir connected it to the pyramid's apex, the structure began to hum with power. Beams of light shot skyward, converging on the star cluster identified in the holographic map. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the sky split open, and a massive spacecraft emerged, its sleek metallic form gleaming in the moonlight. The team watched in awe and terror as the ship descended, its presence both magnificent and ominous. The spacecraft's surface shimmered, and a figure materialized before them. It was one of the Luminae, its luminous eyes radiating wisdom and sorrow. You have called us, it said. Now, the choice is yours. Will you rebuild the bridge and risk its power, or will you let it remain lost to time? The team exchanged glances, the weight of the decision pressing heavily upon them. To rebuild the bridge was to embrace the unknown, with all its potential and peril. To leave it lost was to bury the truth, perhaps forever. Amir stepped forward, his voice steady. We will decide together. But first, we must understand. The Luminae inclined its head. Then understand you shall. As the being raised its hand, the air around them shimmered, and the world dissolved into a cascade of light. The team found themselves standing among the stars, the secrets of the universe unfolding before them. The stars faded, and the team found themselves standing in a vast chamber of light. The walls were alive, shifting and pulsating with cosmic patterns that seemed to respond to their every thought. The Luminae stood at the center, its luminous eyes fixed on Amir. Before you choose, the alien said, you must prove your worth. The bridge is a gift, but it is also a burden. Those who wield its power must understand its consequences. The team exchanged uncertain glances. Lila stepped forward, her voice steady despite the fear in her eyes. What do you mean by prove our worth? The Luminae extended a hand, and the chamber shifted. The team was no longer standing in the temple but in a barren desert, the sun beating down relentlessly. In the distance, they saw a pyramid, but it was incomplete, its apex missing, and its sides crumbling. This is your test, the Luminae's voice echoed in their minds. Restore the bridge's foundation and uncover the truth of its power. But beware, for the path is fraught with challenges, and not all of you will make it. As the image of the Luminae faded, the team realized they were no longer alone. Strange, translucent beings, shimmering like heat waves, emerged from the sands. Their forms were humanoid but alien, their movements graceful yet unnerving. One of the beings stepped forward, its voice resonating within their minds. We are the Echoes, it said, guardians of the bridge's secrets. To proceed, you must prove your unity and resolve. The first challenge came quickly. The Echoes led them to a series of obelisks, each inscribed with both hieroglyphs and alien symbols. The team had to decipher a sequence to unlock the next path. Amir and Lila worked together, their knowledge of Egyptian history and language guiding them, while Zahir analyzed the alien elements. Hours passed as they debated and tested theories, the sun sinking lower with each failure. Finally, with a triumphant shout, Zahir pressed a sequence into the final obelisk. The ground trembled, and the obelisks aligned, casting beams of light that formed a gateway. The team stepped through, their relief tempered by the realization that this was only the beginning. Beyond the gateway, they encountered a maze of mirrored walls, each reflecting not just their images but fragments of their memories. As they navigated the labyrinth, the reflections grew more vivid, showing moments of doubt, fear, and failure. "It's trying to break us," Lila said, her voice trembling. "To make us question ourselves." "Then we don't look," Amir replied. "We focus on the goal." But the labyrinth had other plans. The reflections began to speak, their voices dripping with malice. "You are unworthy," they hissed. "The bridge will consume you." One by one, the team confronted their fears. Amir faced visions of his past failures, moments where he had doubted his ability to lead. Lila saw a future where their discovery led to humanity's downfall. Zahir was confronted by the weight of his own ambition, the fear that his pursuit of knowledge might destroy what he held dear. Together, they found strength in each other. Amir's determination, Lila's compassion, and Zahir's ingenuity became their guiding lights. As they reached the heart of the labyrinth, the mirrored walls shattered, revealing the final challenge. They stood before the incomplete pyramid, its missing apex a gaping void. The alien device from the submerged temple floated above it, pulsating with energy. The echoes appeared once more, their forms shimmering with intensity. "To complete the bridge," the echoes said, "you must sacrifice. The power required to restore it comes at a cost. One among you must remain here, bound to the bridge for eternity." The team froze, the weight of the ultimatum sinking in. "There has to be another way," Amir argued. "We can't make that choice." "The choice is yours," the echoes replied. "But know this. The bridge's power will shape the fate of your world. Choose wisely." As the team debated, the alien device began to glow brighter, its energy reaching a critical point. Time was running out, and the fate of the bridge, and perhaps humanity itself, hung in the balance. The desert winds howled around the team as they stood at the base of the incomplete pyramid. The alien device's pulsations quickened, casting eerie shadows against the structure. The echoes watched in silence, their translucent forms flickering as if in anticipation. "We don't have time for endless debate," Zahir said, his voice strained. "The device is reaching its peak. If we don't act now, we'll lose everything." "We need to be sure," Amir countered. "A sacrifice is permanent. We have to consider the consequences." Lila stepped forward, her expression resolute. "If one of us stays, it has to be someone who believes in this. Someone willing to carry the burden." She looked at each of her companions. "I'll do it." "No," Amir said sharply. "We're a team. We find another way." But as he spoke, the alien device flared, sending a pulse of energy rippling through the air. The echoes raised their arms, and the pyramid structure began to glow faintly, responding to the device's power. "The choice must be made," the echoes intoned. "The bridge awakens, and time grows thin." As the team grappled with their decision, the desert around them began to change. The sands shifted, forming intricate patterns that seemed to mirror constellations. The sky darkened, and a shimmering aurora appeared, casting a surreal glow over the scene. "The stars are watching," Lila whispered. "This moment matters." Zahir clenched his fists. "If this bridge can truly change the fate of our world, then we can't falter. I'll stay. My work has always been about uncovering the unknown. If this is my legacy, so be it." "No," Amir said firmly. "You're the only one who understands the device well enough to ensure its safe use in the future. It has to be me." Before anyone could argue further, the alien device emitted a low hum, and the echoes stepped closer. "The bridge chooses," they said. A beam of light shot from the device, enveloping Amir. He gasped as his body was lifted into the air, suspended in the glow. The team shouted his name, but he looked down at them with a calm expression. "This is how it has to be," Amir said, his voice serene. "Take what we've learned and use it wisely. Don't let fear stop you from exploring the stars." The light intensified, and Amir's form dissolved into pure energy, merging with the device. The pulsations ceased, and the pyramid's apex formed in a blinding flash. The structure was whole once more. The echoes stepped back, their forms flickering. The bridge is restored. The Luminae will answer. But your journey is far from over. The sky above the pyramid shifted, revealing a swirling vortex of stars. From within it, a massive structure began to emerge, a starship unlike anything humanity had ever conceived. Its surface shimmered with the light of distant galaxies, and its presence filled the air with a hum of power. "They're coming," Lila whispered, both awed and terrified. The echoes vanished, leaving the team alone with the restored pyramid and the approaching starship. The air was thick with anticipation as the ship descended, its size dwarfing the pyramid. A beam of light shot from its hull, illuminating the team. A voice, resonant and melodic, filled their minds. "Children of Earth, the bridge has been restored. Your sacrifice has been noted. We come not as rulers, but as guides. Prepare yourselves, for the next chapter of your journey begins now." The beam expanded, enveloping the team. In an instant, they were lifted into the starship, leaving the desert and the pyramid behind. As they ascended into the unknown, the stars seemed to blaze brighter, as if celebrating the awakening of the bridge. The starship's interior was unlike anything the team had imagined. Smooth, glowing walls pulsed with faint energy, and the air felt alive with an electric hum. Lila, Zahir, and the remaining team members stood in a circular chamber, their awe mingling with apprehension. Floating above them was an intricate projection of the galaxy, its stars spinning in slow, deliberate motion. At its center was a luminous figure, a Luminae elder. "Welcome," the elder intoned, its voice resonating with wisdom. "You have restored the bridge, and in doing so, you have rekindled an ancient bond. But with great power comes great responsibility. We must decide if humanity is ready to wield the knowledge of the stars." Zahir stepped forward hesitantly. "We didn't fully understand what we were activating. But we're here to learn and to ensure this power isn't misused." The elder regarded him silently for a moment before responding. "It is not knowledge alone that defines worth, but wisdom and intent. The pyramids you restored are part of a vast network. Their purpose was to connect civilizations, to share ideas, and to foster unity. Yet, the bridge was broken when greed and fear corrupted its use." As the elder spoke, the galaxy projection shifted, displaying a vision of ancient Earth. In the image, the Luminae worked alongside early Egyptians, guiding them to construct the pyramids. The energy harnessed was pure, meant to sustain and uplift. But as the vision continued, it darkened. Conflict arose as factions sought to claim the power for themselves. The Luminae were forced to leave, sealing the bridge to prevent further destruction. "The question remains," the elder said. "Has humanity changed? Or will history repeat itself?" The team was given quarters aboard the ship, each chamber a marvel of alien design. As they rested, they debated their next move. "This is bigger than any of us," Lila said, pacing the room. "If we prove ourselves, we're not just representing humanity. We're shaping its future." Zahir nodded. "But how do we prove that humanity is ready? We can't ignore the fact that greed and conflict still exist." "Maybe the test isn't about perfection," Lila suggested. "Maybe it's about potential. About showing that we can strive for something better." Their discussion was interrupted by a soft chime. The walls of their chamber shimmered, and a Luminae messenger appeared, its form translucent and serene. "The council awaits your presence," it said. The team was led to a grand hall, its ceiling an open view of the cosmos. The Luminae Council, composed of 6 glowing figures, stood in a circle. In the center was a pedestal, and atop it rested the alien device they had recovered from the Nile temple. Its energy was now a steady, radiant glow. "This device," the elder explained, "is a key. It can unlock the full potential of the pyramid network. But it requires a guide, a being attuned to its power. Amir's essence now resides within it, a guardian for this generation. To proceed, humanity must establish a starborn accord, a covenant to govern the use of this power." The council projected a series of scenarios, each depicting potential futures. In one, humanity used the pyramid's energy to end scarcity and unite as a global civilization. In another, the power was exploited, leading to catastrophic wars and eventual extinction. You must create the framework for this accord, the elder said. Your choices will determine the path. The team worked tirelessly, crafting a set of principles to present to the council. Their discussions were intense, filled with disagreements and compromises. They agreed on core tenets. The energy would be used solely for peaceful purposes, access would be shared equitably, and safeguards would be implemented to prevent misuse. But the question of enforcement remained contentious. Who ensures these principles are upheld? Zahir asked. If the wrong people gain control, all of this could fall apart. Maybe the Luminae can help, Lila suggested. They've seen civilizations rise and fall. Their guidance could be invaluable. The council listened as the team presented their starborn accord. The Luminae deliberated in silence, their forms pulsing rhythmically as they communicated. Finally, the elder spoke. Your accord reflects both hope and caution, it said. It is imperfect, as all things are. But it carries the seeds of progress. We will support you, but humanity must take the lead. The bridge will remain active, a beacon to the stars. But know this, its power will amplify your intentions, for better or worse. As the council's decision was made, the starship began its descent. The team found themselves back in the desert, standing before the restored pyramid. The alien device now rested at the pyramid's apex, glowing faintly as if awaiting its next command. The Luminae elder appeared once more, its form shimmering in the twilight. This is where we part, it said. The bridge is yours to maintain. Use it wisely, and it will guide you to the stars. Abuse it, and it will be your undoing. Lila stepped forward, her voice filled with conviction. We won't let you down. The elder inclined its head. Farewell, children of Earth. May your journey be one of discovery and unity. With that, the elder vanished, and the starship ascended, disappearing into the heavens. The team stood in silence, the weight of their responsibility settling over them. The pyramid's glow pulsed gently, a reminder of the power now in their hands. In the days that followed, the story of the Luminae and the restored bridge spread across the globe. Governments, scientists, and leaders gathered to discuss the implications of the Starborn Accord. The team became reluctant ambassadors, navigating the complexities of uniting a divided world around a common purpose. Lila often returned to the pyramid, standing beneath its glow and looking up at the stars. She thought of Amir, whose sacrifice had made all this possible, and of the Luminae, who had entrusted humanity with a second chance. The bridge was active, a testament to what humanity could achieve when driven by curiosity and unity. But its future remained uncertain, shaped by the choices yet to come. As Lila gazed at the sky, she felt a mix of hope and resolve. The universe had opened its doors, and humanity had stepped through. What lay ahead was a journey that would define them for generations to come.